This is CPM Precalculus Chapter 2, number 76. So here we're having f of x defined piecewise. It's x squared for x is less than 2, and 4 for x is greater than or equal to 2. Then we're told g of x is f of x plus 2. Okay, so we know that that's a transformation shift up 2 units. And k of x is defined to be f of x minus 3, and we know that is a transformation again from f of x, just shifted horizontally right by 3. So let's sketch the graphs of f of x, g of x, and k of x on the same set of axes. And then let's write the equations to express g of x and k of x, watching out for the domains in part B. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to draw my axes first. So this is my x-axis, my y-axis. Right, here's x and y. I'm going to put some ticks at y values. So all the way in the negative direction, in the x direction as well. Right. Okay. So let's graph f of x first. So we know, and let me point out the cautionary point, right? We have at x equals 2 is where we go from one to the other piece, right? At x is equal to 2. So let's go ahead and graph x squared for x is less than 2. So that means to the left of 2, it's just x squared, and that's our parabola, right? At 1, 1 squared is 1. At 2, it should be 2 squared is 4, right? But it's going to be an open circle here at 4 because it's less than 2, not less than or equal. So we're going to connect these, right? Negative 1, it's 1. And negative 2, it's 4, but now it's closed circle because it's less than 2, right? And it keeps going up to the left forever. So let's put that arrow to the left, okay? All right. Now at x is greater than or equal to 2, it's 4. And we know 4 is just here, and this is 4 here, the height of 4, right? So we can just go ahead, and once we hit 2 and to the right, we are going to have just this horizontal line forever to the right. And since it's or equal to 2, we're going to actually bubble in this hole that was created from the first piece of f of x. Okay, so here in red is f of x, right? It's a parabola and then a horizontal line at y is equal to 4. All right, let's go ahead and sketch g of x. We know g of x is basically f of x plus 2. So that's shifting the entire f of x up, right? And how? By what? By 2 units. So our vertex shifts to here. We're going to have to extend the y because 4 becomes up here at 6, right? Shifting this point up, shifting this point up, shifting this point up 2. Everything's shifting up 2 units. Oops. This point shifts up to here. This point at 4 shifts up to here. So here, we can go ahead and graph these. And again, over here it's going to be open circle for the parabola, right? Keeps going up. And then it connects with a horizontal line now at y is equal to 6. Okay? So this is just in blue, we have g of x. And it's f of x shifted up 2 units. Okay? Finally, let's graph k of x. And we know that that's just our original function f of x in red shifted to the right 3 units. So let's go ahead and shift every point to the right 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? Over here at negative 2, it was positive 4. Now that's going to shift to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? Over here, this point, in red here is shifting to the right 3 units. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be an open circle for the parabola. So let's go ahead and graph this, connecting our lines in a nice, smooth parabola shape, right? And okay, draw the arrow on the end. There. And then we're also, this horizontal line is also going to stretch starting here and go to the right forever. Alright, so this we know is function k of x in green. Okay, so that's basically the sketches of all three, f of x, g of x, and k of x. So let's now write equations to express them. Alright, so I'm going to use blue for g of x. So g of x, right, is basically f of x plus 2. So let's go ahead and add 2 to everything, right? So it's going to be piecewise defined, and it's going to be x squared plus 2, right? And then 4 plus 2, right? And then we're going to restrict the domain for this piece for, instead of x is less than 2, we're going to say x plus 2 is less than, let me see. So when we shift up the graph, right, from red to blue, does that restrict our domain on the x-axis? Well, we still are transferring from one to the other at x is 2. So shifting up does not change the restrictions on the domain, right? So let's go ahead and keep them for x is less than 2, and over here for x is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, and let's write that a little bit neater. So that's x squared plus 2, and 4 plus 2 is 6. So when I say neater, I meant let's just go ahead and simplify. For x is less than 2, and for x is greater than or equal to 2. So this is g of x. So k of x, let me use green. Let's go ahead and start looking at the original function f of x. K of x we know is defined to be wherever we have an x, we're going to subtract 3 from it on the input. So let's go ahead and write this out. Instead of x squared, we're going to change x to be x minus 3. So we have x minus 3 squared, right? And instead of 4, well, there's no x to change, so we just keep it as 4. All right? And then for the restriction on the domain, we're going to change every x value, remember, to be x minus 3. So it's going to be 4x minus 3 is less than 2. And over here, we're going to change this to be 4x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 2. So remember, for k of x, we're basically changing x to x minus 3, right? Because it's in the argument, it's in the parentheses, so we're going to change every x to be that. So let's go ahead and simplify this. We're still okay saying x minus 3 squared and 4, okay? But let's go ahead and change these to have them have x on one side. So let's add 3 to both sides, right? And then we have x is less than 5. Add 3 to both sides. We have x is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so 4x is less than 5 here, and 4x is greater than or equal to 5. And you can look at the graph. K of x, you'll see changes now, not at 2, but over here, right, there's kind of our field or whatever at 5, right, because this 2 shifted over 3 units from 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so those are the equations for g and x. Let's box our answers. Oops. Right? Box our answers. So you can just box these and just say this is g of x and this is k of x. Alright. This ends now CPM Chapter 2, number 76.